As we get set for tip-off, we thank you for watching the Washington Mystics on the Monumental Sports Network, presented by WGL. Christy, I don't know about you, but I can already feel the atmosphere in the gym, and we are underway for the first time here at the Entertainment and Sports Arena for the Washington Mystics. Our officials, Jeffrey Smith, Isaac Barnett.
Washington starts out in a man-to-man defense, and there are no minutes restrictions for either Kristi Tolliver or Elena Delle Donne, so look for them to play through whatever kind of discomfort they have from their injuries.
Williams inside, couldn't get it to go. The Mystics back the other way, looking to get on the board first. Natasha Cloud will run the point. That means Tolliver gets to play a little off ball. Inside, Atkins gets the first foul on Renee Montgomery.
Well, that was a great offensive action by Washington, and they like to send a lot of pick and roll. They don't necessarily always have to post their post players. That time, Ariel Atkins right there going right to the block, getting quality space on the block.
Delle Donne gets the first bucket inside ESA.
Fitting, Elena Delle Donne, and then Tolliver with the steal.
And Kristi Tolliver, the two injuries that were huge, look great so far.
It's a mentality, Megan. You've got to come in and give 100%, even if that's 60% of what you have physically. Mentally, you have to be on 100% at all times.
I imagine Coach Tebow will take both Tolliver and Delle Donne at 60 versus 0.
Absolutely.
Breland on the attack, can't go. Delle Donne clearing the glass. She'll run the point. Here's Cloud. Atkins steps into one, the southpaw. Can't get it, offensive board. Delle Donne, the trigger, she gets it to go.
Elena Delle Donne looking cool as the other side of the pillow with that rebound and finish. She has been active and very efficient to start the game.
I love the nod to Stuart Scott.
Absolutely.
Williams. Handoff, Montgomery trying to get away from the defense. Atkins got a piece of that. Sykes now with it. 8 on the shot clock. Sykes attacking at Delle Donne. Loops that up, in Atlanta now on the board.
Well, Sykes had all 12 of her points last night in the first half against Seattle, but they're going to need more offense from her.
Cloud. Tolliver, quick touch to Delle Donne. 10 on the shot clock. Backing down, the double comes. Cloud attacks with 4, loops that up, doesn't go. Williams with the rebound, and she finds Montgomery. And to your note on Sykes last night, off the steal, Cloud in transition. Atkins trailing, goes window.
Now listen, goes window against one of the best shot blockers in the WNBA, Elizabeth Williams. I saw her collegiately have a triple-double, and that included 12 block shots. She gets up and has great timing. That was a fantastic shot make there by Ariel Atkins.
In the corner, Montgomery, she'll attack. Nice drop off. Williams, a lot of bodies around her, trying to get around. Delle Donne with the block, and a shot clock violation. Great defense from the Mystics.
How about that block by Elena Delle Donne? She is healthy and ready to go, chomping at the bit to get on the floor. Offensively, she is clicking. Defensively, that's just what Washington needs. Protect the rim, protect the paint. Elena Delle Donne, great timing right here. All ball on the block.
Tolliver, Delle Donne, the handoff. A little pick and roll, the double. Tolliver uses that retreat dribble. She's still double. Delle Donne, 4 on the shot clock. Pull up. Gets it to go. Elena Delle Donne looks fantastic early on.
Oh boy, Elena Delle Donne has come to play, but aren't we surprised? She was picked by the general manager's survey to be the MVP this season in the WNBA.
Hayes gets doubled. The jumper from Breland, no good. Sykes trying to track it down. Reset to 14. Screen and roll, Hayes, quick trigger, she knocks it down. And that ends a little bit of the bleeding for Atlanta.
Well, Tiffany Hayes has struggled shooting the basketball, 2 for 8 in their first game, which was a win against the Dallas Wings, but struggled last night as well. So Atlanta, I'm sure, is happy to see her strike.
Jessica Breland gonna get whistled for the foul, and My earlier point, you had mentioned the struggles offensively against Seattle last night, and you and I were texting back and forth during the game, and I made the point, without Sykes, without Montgomery, if those two aren't going, they really have no offense.
Well, they like to look inside to Breland and Williams, and they have great chemistry in a high-low situation sometimes, but they don't get enough touches to my liking in terms of how well they can score inside and mid-range, especially for Breland.
And an offensive foul called as Ariel Atkins was there to take it. As a former big, you want to see more touches down low.
Get the ball inside, but we've seen that kind of change over the last several years analytically in all levels of basketball. The traditional post play has kind of morphed into everybody facing the basket and shooting threes or 15 to 17 footers, which is fine if you're able to do that. But if your strength is back to the basket, make a move and finish, then touches need to be had by the post.
And that's where Williams is strong, as Monique Billings checks into the game for the first time this evening. The officials checking something at the table. They give the thumbs up. We're good to go. An early 5-point lead just about midway through this opening quarter.
Well, I love the spacing right now offensively for Washington. They love to run a 5-out offense. Everyone can strike and face, just what we were talking about analytically.
Tolliver knocks that down. Man, does she look good.
A triple for Kristi Tolliver. Her middle name is Clutch, and that she got stuck right there trying to fight over the screen and made that contact. But she has the clutch gene. And when I say clutch, it's not just the end of games. It's when Washington needs a big play made, they put the ball in the hands of Tolliver, and they have so many quality options when it comes to clutch moments. We saw Natasha Cloud with one last year over LA at the buzzer.
Montgomery working with Williams, drops it off for her. Great defense from Saunders. Toya Sanders now has to deal with it. Sykes attacks, gets by Deladon, quick layup.
Oh, that explosive first step of Sykes, tough to guard, but wow, the defense inside by LaToya Sanders.
Cloud the trigger from long range, does not go. Sykes pulls down the board. Sykes surveying, quick move, crosses. The jumper doesn't go, but Billings is there to put it up and in off the offensive rebound, something that you talked about.
Yep, offensive boards. Atlanta was right up there in the rankings last season, just under 10 offensive boards on average for the Dream last year.
To the corner, Cloud. Can't go. And a whistle and a foul on the rebound. Renee Montgomery gonna get whistled for it. Ariel Atkins baited her right into that. And a timeout on the floor. Kristi Tolliver looking good from long range.
They seem to be the very foundation of your typical.
Welcome back. An early 3-point lead for the Mystics. Kristi, and I know I said it already, but Kristi Tolliver and Elena Deladon together look fantastic, especially Tolliver when you think about how rough that looked when she went down against Connecticut.
Right, you couldn't quite tell what the injury was, but it was a contusion to her upper right leg. So she just had to work that out. You see she has a little brace on it right now. Deladon sporting that brace on her left knee from jamming her knee, which was also the injury last year in the playoffs. But Coach Thibault loves the leadership of this team, and matter of fact, last year he didn't name any captains to the team and went with that this year as well. But he said, hey, we don't need a lot of voices in the locker room. We have great veteran leadership coming from a lot of places, Deladon and then Tolliver. But then you have Sanders also, who are very talkative and lead the young players along. But he said everyone needs to communicate on the floor.
Right.
You have to be a great, staunch communicator and a great leader of the team when you're on the court. So it's not just one person, hey, you're going to be the captain. It's the team leading the team, and I love that.
And it's something that Coach Thibault, assistant coaches Eric Thibault and Marianne Stanley, in practice, when it's too quiet, that's something they touch on. 5 on the shot clock. Deladon, Tolliver, two-man game. Deladon with the baseline jumper.
She has not missed a shot here this evening in DC, the home opener for Washington. She has discussed how she loves the intimacy of this arena as well and wants to give the fans something to cheer about, and she has certainly done that.
Billings with the offensive rebound. Montgomery dribbles into one, doesn't go. Deladon clears the glass. Up the floor, Atkins trying to push something, get the tempo going. Atkins with the pretty move and the finish.
The serpentine ability of Ariel Atkins right there was amazing to watch. Just the shiftiness and the change of direction, hard to guard.
Looked like a spaghetti noodle.
I mean, second season for Ariel Atkins. A rookie last year, started all but 6 games, but wow, she has put on muscle this season. She is stronger, more sturdy, and that's why she has the confidence to take it into the trenches and finish that way.
And if you heard that ovation, that is because we are finally getting to see the return of Emma Meesseman as she checks in along with Shatori Walker-Kimbrough.
And Coach Mike Thibault said, hey, it's like she's never left. It's been a seamless transition back for Emma Meesseman.
Sykes on the attack, gets the and one opportunity. And it seems, Chrissy, I don't know if you've noticed it, in this early going of the first quarter, when they've attacked Atlanta, they've gotten either a bucket or an offensive rebound, but when they've gone for the open shot, not the same thing.
Right, they've done a tremendous job, especially Sykes, getting inside and scoring in the paint, and that's where Atlanta has found success as she completes the three-point play. But for Washington, they've done a tremendous job of contesting the three-point shot. And speaking with Coach Thibault after practice yesterday, he was saying, yes, we want to push them off that three-point line, but they also have to contain the paint as well.
Here's Deladon, goes baseline, gets caught. Billings looking like she's on a pogo stick, but Deladon not phased at all.
Not one, not two, not three, probably 5 good pump fakes there by Elena Deladon on the finish.
Monique Billings just did a mini calf workout there.
Toe raises.
Hayes crossing, attacking. Too strong off window. Atkins with the rebound. Cross court, Tolliver thought about it. She'll take it and make it.
Kristi Tolliver, 32 years old, and she is just pushing through, probably compartmentalizing. She's grimacing a bit back here on defense. But I love the fighting mentality and the warrior cap that she has put on tonight.
Williams snaps the biggest lead the Mystics had so far in this ball game. Tolliver, Meesseman, quick touch, Shatori Walker-Kimbrough. Can't connect, Deladon fighting for the board. Tolliver, little heat check doesn't go as Sykes pulls down the rebound. Up the floor, here's Bentley.
Atlanta wants to push the tempo. And an illegal screen there by Billings, who just nailed Tolliver, who tries to shake that one off.
Tolliver got a little knock in the head. Seems to be okay. Tolliver's been on the floor a lot.
Yeah. And you've got to call out the screens, and I know it happens so quickly, and it's easier said than done as a player. Yeah, I'm going to call it, but by the time I take a breath to say it, the contact is being made.
Atkins doesn't get that to go. The rebound. Bentley trying to push. Sykes.
Good job by Shatori Walker-Kimbrough initially prior to making that contact, but good job by pushing up on Sykes, trying to contain her, but Sykes so quick with that first step. Got a piece of the hip of Walker-Kimbrough.
Tiana Hawkins checks in along with Myisha Hines-Allen.
That's something that Mike Thibault said as well, the depth of this team. Now with the confidence of making it to the WNBA Finals last season, and everyone played a lot because Elena Deladon wasn't healthy, 100% healthy last year, but a lot of players like Myisha Hines-Allen got a lot more minutes in the postseason, and a lot of them have really gained that confidence from that experience, and that's what Emma Meesseman said too. Like, everything has changed, but not so much in terms of the mentality of wanting to win games and fight for each other and with each other.
Mia Coffey checks in as well for the Dream. Billings, the jumper doesn't go. Meesseman with the rebound. Tolliver cross court up to Hines-Allen. Meesseman on the spin, great kick. Allen. Hines-Allen is fouled, and Myisha Hines-Allen will head to the free throw line.
Well, it's a good choice there by Emma Meesseman. I thought she was going to pull that three. As we said 2 seasons ago, she led the WNBA shooting 44.8% from three. So definitely capable, but the closeout came quickly. And one thing I've seen so far in this game, Megan, is the ball movement has been fantastic to watch. The chemistry is at a very high level.
Hines-Allen not able to connect on the first one.
We were talking about Myisha Hines-Allen in the postseason. She shot 83% from the floor in 6 playoff games last year. So relied heavily upon last season as a rookie out of Louisville.
Gets the second one, goes 1 for 2 at the line. Marie Gulich checks in for Atlanta. Bentley thought about it. Sykes will take it this time. That's well off the mark. Sykes didn't get the touch on that one.
She has the ability to knock that down collegiately at Syracuse. That's what they love to do, is pop those threes. But right there, just didn't have her elbow and her feet set.
Final minute of play in the opening quarter here at the Entertainment and Sports Arena. Hines-Allen in that mid-post, backing down. Little hook shot as she flips that up and in.
An undersized post. Myisha Hines-Allen will out-muscle you on the interior, and a nice soft touch on that baby hook inside.
Inside to Gulich as she goes up and in.
Well, it looked like Tiana Hawkins lost her on that cut. You never want a player to cross your face, and once that happens, you're out of position defensively.
Walker Kimbrough on the attack. She's down on the floor, is fouled though. So Shatori will head to the free throw line.
How about the bunnies from Brittany Sykes on that one, even though it was a foul? My gosh, she gets off the floor so quickly and so high.
Her athleticism, Sykes, and how quick she is off her feet is always so interesting and so phenomenal to watch.
You know, this is a player who had 2 ACL injuries at Syracuse. I was there, unfortunately, for the second one. She had injured herself a year prior to the second one, made her come back in January on a fast break. Knee just went out. So she stayed back 1 more year at Syracuse, and that has served her well.
Bentley checks the clock. She's got 10. Walker Kimbrough trying to bait her into an offensive foul. No whistle. Hines-Allen got a piece. 4 on the clock. Bentley going at Meesseman. Doesn't go. Hines-Allen with the rebound, and the final. After the first quarter, a strong opening quarter from the Mystics. A 26-16 lead.
And welcome back to Entertainment and Sports Arena. The Mystics on top of the Dream, 26-16. Earlier today, the Mystics and Events DC teamed up to host a pregame block party right outside of Entertainment and Sports Arena on this beautiful day. Festivities included youth basketball clinics hosted by Mystics junior WNBA coaches, autograph sessions with former Mystics stars Shamika Holdsclaw and Monique Curry, a live game zone featuring an NBA Live WNBA tournament, and a live interactive based basketball arts walk featuring backboard designs by local artists and schools. Ain't no party like a Mystics block party, y'all. Back to you, Megan.
Dan, I got out there earlier. I don't know, Christy, did you have a chance when you got here to take a walk down the street? They shut down the street and put down the floor. I wanted to put on my sneakers.
I saw that. I saw the stage set up as well. My children, we walked through there for a brief moment prior to the game, and wow, the fans are amped up and ready to cheer on this Mystics team, and it's a great carryover, Megan, from last year's run to the finals where fans came out in droves to support the squad.
Meesseman on the attack, a nice up and under as she flips that in. You mean to tell me that two of your three hoopers managed to get them inside and not pull to the court?
Yeah, usually that's not as easy as it was today. They wanted to see the game, so it was a little less difficult.
Sykes as Walker Kimbrough gonna get called for the whistle.
Well, that handoff action is tough to guard. You have to communicate, but you also have to give space, and you have to be at the precise angle. Watch Walker Kimbrough there. She needed to push off that left foot and continue to contain that elbow area. That's prime real estate for the offensive player with the basketball. You want to turn the corner at the elbow and get to the basket.
Atlanta 12 of their 16 points, Christy, in the paint. Coach Tebow, I imagine, not happy about that.
Washington is shooting 12 of 19 from the floor. Done a pretty good job of containing the outside shots. Tiana Hawkins contesting well on that last jumper.
Cloud thought about it. Miesemann thinking about it. Goes into the body of Billings and gets the shot to fall.
The Mystics are shooting over 62% from the floor. They're doing a tremendous job defensively, not allowing second and third chance opportunities by the Dream.
Sykes. Coffey. Billings, 6 on the shot clock. Hawkins defending. Hawkins taking the contact. And Miesemann with the rebound. Cloud. Miesemann. The pump fake turns, kicks. Cloud, the 3. Off the mark. Billings clears the glass, but Cloud is there to take it looking like a free safety. Hawkins in the corner. And Coach Nikki Collin wants a timeout on the floor. The Mystics, the onslaught continues.
Tiana Hawkins last season made a career-high 25 threes. A great one there from the corner pocket.
Welcome back to the Entertainment and Sports Arena. 33-16 lead in the second quarter for the Mystics. And Christy, this is something Tiana Hawkins has added to her arsenal.
Well, 25 made threes for Tiana Hawkins. Knocks in a clean one right there for Washington. Great ball movement in this first half by Washington. They're shooting 64% from the floor. And that's what we've seen in practice, Megan. We've seen great continuity. The way that they connect with each other, doesn't matter if it's the first or second unit, everyone has great communication on the offensive end. They got that stop. Cloud was aware, kicked it over to Hawkins. So we're seeing great teamwork right now for the Washington Mystics.
See what Coach Collin got coming out of the timeout. Gulic almost had it stripped as Cloud came in there to try and take it away.
Now, you gotta love the electricity that Natasha Cloud brings to the floor. She almost ripped that out and was so upset that she didn't get it. Just the intensity that she carries in her back pocket and lashes out against opponents is fun to watch.
And the 3.
Nia Coffey, the lefty out of Northwestern, and that's Coach Tebow said, hey, we have to really concentrate. She's had a great season so far, great preseason games for Atlanta, so you've got to contest all the way out to 3.
The other thing, too, she also loves to crash the boards. Walker Kimbrough tries to answer, cannot. Maisha Hines-Allen with the offensive board. Quick move on the kick. Hawkins, extra one more, Miesemann. And the ball out of bounds off the miss. And the Mystics will keep it.
Well, even though that was a missed shot, Megan, how about the ball movement? I mean, the spacing has been terrific for the Washington Mystics, and making that one more extra pass, swing it around and get a clean look. Miesemann had a clean look. That was a quality offensive set, even though the shot didn't fall.
And Natasha Cloud could have taken the one she had, but makes that extra pass, as you mentioned. Here's Hawkins, the other corner. Double back on the corners for Tiana Hawkins.
Tiana Hawkins striking while the iron is hot for the Mystics. And Elena Deladon gets up off the bench. I mean, weaponry for Washington is amazing.
Hawkins pulls down the board, and Christy Tolliver will join Deladon at the scorer's table. Walker Kimbrough uses Miesemann. On the attack, too strong. Bentley goes cross court.
Shatori Walker Kimbrough had 18 points in their preseason game against Minnesota, and I called it to be a breakout season for her. She's had good looks tonight so far, but hasn't gotten a shot to fall.
Gulic got Hines-Allen with the pump fake, but Hines-Allen keeping her footwork. Miesemann. Walker Kimbrough, nice pass to Miesemann on the slip. Goes window.
How pretty was that? Great patience and spacing. Miesemann kisses it off the glass, nice and easy. You know, overseas, Miesemann was counted upon to be the scorer for her team in Belgium, and here she has so many weapons, and tough for her to step up and take more control on the offensive side, but Coach has seen a lot of that now from her, and he said that's been the biggest difference in her play.
Cloud kicks it. Walker Kimbrough. Too strong. And the ball out of bounds, and Deladon Tolliver and Sanders will check in. Don't forget, Monumental Sports Network VIP members get access to exclusive events and complimentary ticket opportunities every month. Start a free trial at getmonumental.com.
I'll tell you what's been monumental, the bench play.
It has.
Fans were on their feet when that unit took their seats to the bench. They appreciate the effort.
Cloud attacking, goes high off the glass.
Natasha Cloud, a career year for her last season. One of the mainstays in terms of efficient play. And Washington's run to the WNBA Finals right here. Cloud high off the glass on the finish, and you have to be able to do that when you're taking it into the paint with big, long post players like Atlanta possesses. You can't go straight up. You've got to take it up off the glass, maybe sometimes above that square on the backboard.
Pull up Jay from Bentley falls.
Big shot Bentley, another player who can strike from three for Atlanta, but Washington has done a tremendous job of pushing them off that three-point line and limiting those options for Atlanta.
Deladon trying to post up on Bentley. Smart job from Tolliver and Deladon, because Deladon had the ball in her hands.
Well, kudos to Tolliver for staying with her. Sometimes guards take a peek in, and if you don't throw it in, the post will stand up and give up on that seal. But Deladon stayed with it, so Tolliver stayed with her as well and got the foul call.
Tiffany Hayes checks in. Renee Montgomery goes to the bench. Deladon, 10 on the shot clock. Surveying, 5 on the clock. Atkins rises with 2, knocks it down.
Sophomore campaign picked up right where she left off as a rookie last year.
Williams going right in there, and Latoya Saunders is there to take it in the numbers.
She's peeling those numbers up off the floor. Latoya Sanders, slight build, but I love how she gets up very daintily and just, hey, I took that charge, yes. But Elizabeth Williams came charging in there, literally and figuratively. Saunders square to the offensive player taking that charge.
Deladon clears off 1 foot, off glass.
7 for 7 from the floor for Elena Deladon, yet to miss a shot. How excellent is her play? Right there, the leaner and the kiss. Just fantastic, efficient play by Elena Deladon.
Delay of game called. The Mystics got caught with that. So Montgomery will shoot the technical free throw. The officials, they've put their whistles away essentially and let them play.
Well, Washington has outscored Atlanta 18-6 in this quarter. And those 2 free throws, the easiest buckets for Atlanta in this first half. I mean, Washington's defense, for as efficient as they've been on the offensive end, their defense has been high power.
And a blocking foul going to be called as Hayes. So will they count the bucket? And they do count the bucket.
They do count the bucket because Hayes had already gathered for the shot when the whistle blew, and the call on the floor was a block. So it'll be 1 free throw here.
Atkins got caught just a little too far down.
You have to be established outside of that restricted area prior to the gather.
Off the miss, out of bounds, it'll go to the Mystics. Just under 4 minutes to play in this opening half, and they've opened up a 20-point lead.
I mean, 44 points so far, and we still have some meat on the bone here in the first half. I mean, the offensive firepower for Washington has just been fantastic to watch in terms of rhythm.
Deladon, Tolliver, 5 on the shot clock. Tolliver crosses Gulick, scoops it up too strong. Sanders with the putback.
And what we thought would be a concern for Atlanta getting to the offensive boards, how about LaToya Sanders on that finish?
Renee Montgomery, comes right back.
Renee Montgomery in her 11th season in the WNBA out of UConn, doing some acting, and that may be the next step for that young lady.
Cloud off the pump fake. Rims in and out, tries to get her own rebound. It's always interesting to see what the WNBA players do in their free time. Tries to get a second one. She doesn't connect. Deladon with the rebound. She's swarmed.
And her countenance was saying, I don't want to be swarmed right now. She carries the ball and initiates the offense at 6'5" for the Mystics.
Montgomery in there to strip it away, and her and Atkins on the floor, and a jump ball. Right call. Took a little longer than we thought, but it was the right call.
I was wondering, I was tapping my wrist there, wondering when they were going to make that jump ball call. And I think the players were waiting as well.
And a timeout on the floor. 46-27, 2:35 to play. Back that last play, Christy, the tie-up that we were both looking at our watches like, come on.
Yeah, here we go. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, jump ball.
Even Montgomery was looking at the ref like, are you gonna, no, we're not gonna call it.
What are we supposed to do right here? You know, I have my arm behind me. I'm on the ball. I don't know what to do. But that's what you have to fight for. You got to get on the floor for those 50-50 basketball opportunities. And Atkins, even though her arm was backwards like that, she had part of the ball. So they're going to jump it up.
The officials making sure they've got everybody in the right spots, making sure it's supposed to be Atkins and Montgomery. And we're back in playing. Sanders had her hand on it. Montgomery comes up with the loose ball, though. Hayes attacking. Sanders got a piece of that, but still able to get it to go.
And Atkins kept Hayes right in front, and Hayes wanted a little contact there on the shot.
Tolliver getting away from the double. Atkins cross court. Sanders thought about it. Unfortunately, too many steps.
Well, it was a good job that time by Atlanta to scramble out of the traps, and we've seen that happen several times for them. Great reads offensively from Washington. That's just where the ball needed to go. But you've got to push off that pivot foot if you're Sanders.
Sykes now with it. Montgomery works with Williams. Attacks Deladon. Off glass, gets it to go.
A tough shot there. Deladon right in her grill on that shot. Montgomery, the savvy vet, gets it to go.
Quick touch pass from Tolliver to Deladon. Almost got the layup, but Deladon gonna go to the free throw line, and she's hitting the head. And a delay of game called on Atlanta.
Well, Atlanta on a 7-0 run prior to that foul call there on Elizabeth Williams, drawing skin on Elena Deladon on the shot. But you have to know that she's going to go up to block. I mean, all shot blockers are going to go for blocks on every opportunity.
Deladon gets the first.
Shooting well over 90% from the free throw line. Just watch how pure the release is on that. I mean, I love watching her shoot on the side during practice, just for the beauty and the simplicity of her shot.
A lot of people say she's the best free throw shooter in women's basketball. She's the best free throw shooter in basketball, period.
Yeah, Bradley Beal has said that.
Point blank, end of sentence. Montgomery, Williams, pick and roll. Sanders is there to play the defense, and Atkins On her bottom, gets it to Tolliver.
With the dribble. A little Harlem Globetrotter-esque there by Atkins.
Kept it alive, the pump fake, the attack. Nice dish to Walker Kimbrough.
How pretty of a play right there by those two. Read and react. I mean, just play basketball. That wasn't a play call by Mike Tebow. That was great spacing and awareness by Washington.
Gulich. Final minute of play here in the first half. Walker Kimbrough steps into it. They're going to wave it off and say offensive foul. And they're going to give that to Latoya Sanders.
Sanders may have made a little more contact than necessary. As a screener, you have to wait for your teammate to rub off of you. You can't lean outside of your cylinder in any way, arms or legs, hips, anything.
Tolliver takes the hard screen from Williams. And somehow Montgomery got that to go.
And took a tumble afterwards, so Washington has numbers very briefly here.
Deladon, quick find. And an offensive foul called on Elena Deladon. .30 to go, 20 on the shot clock. And a whistle. And a whistle on Christy Tolliver. And now a technical foul on Christy Tolliver. And Coach Tebow on one end, he doesn't even realize the technical has been called. He's lobbying for that foul.
Someone's got to let him know that, but I tell you what, Tolliver, I don't know what the magic words were there, but she got tangled up with Elizabeth Williams on the screening action.
Somewhere Rasheed Wallace is saying something.
With the initials BDL, but we'll leave it there.
A 50-35 lead. Atlanta off the inbound. And Tolliver gets it this time. She got the whistle she's been looking for off of the player control.
We'll see what Washington can muster up here in terms of execution offensively. 50 points already for the Sticks.
It's about 2 seconds between shot and game clock. The Mystics can try and play for as much of the last shot of the half as possible. 6 on the clock. Deladon surveying. 4 seconds. She's got to make a move. She does. Hangs. Gets it to go. 1.7 left on the clock. The inbound. Montgomery at the end of the half. Doesn't go. And the Mystics open up the first half with a fantastic 52-point half.
And Elena Deladon has not missed a shot, folks. Shot clock and game clock going down to close the half. No problem for EDD.
Elena Deladon hung in the air, got it to go. And Dan Nolan is joined by Emma Miesemann.
All right, thank you, Megan. Emma, you couldn't have asked for a better start on the offensive end. 52 points, shooting over 60% from the field. Atlanta's a good defensive team. How have you all been able to do that in the first half?
I mean, first of all, it's great energy in this gym, so we were really excited to get it started, and we were just ready for it. And I think that we almost can play better than this. So execution is good. We're patient, so you have to keep it up in the second half because we know Atlanta can come back.
Great crowd cheering on a great team. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Megan?
Emma Miesemann reiterating what Christy Winters-Scott was saying about the energy at the half. 52-35 Mystics. Welcome back inside the entertainment and sports arena. The Mystics with a 52-35 lead at the half as we welcome you back courtside alongside Christy Winters-Scott. I'm Megan McPeak, and Christy, that first half, I would like to say there's not a lot to talk about, but there are a lot of highlights from that first half. The Mystics played fantastic basketball. As Emma said, we played almost perfect.
Almost perfect. I tell you what, the bench was +8 in terms of the efficient play. Ariel Atkins, 6 points, 3 assists, 2 boards for her. Elena Delle Donne, 7 of 7 from the floor. Megan made both of her free throws and has been impactful on the defensive end as well, getting block shots like that one. Emma Miesemann came alive, showing her worth for this team. The missing puzzle piece from last year's run to the finals. Miesemann, a quality piece for the Washington Mystics. Natasha Cloud, staunch defensively, kicks it over right here to Tiana Hawkins, who nails a 3. Washington made 3 threes in that first half alone, and just the bench play. Maisha Hines-Allen, great defensive prowess there, and kissing it off the glass once again has been Elena Delle Donne. But I tell you what, the balance of this squad, 26 points in each quarter. They forced 8 turnovers and scored 15 points off of those. And we already spoke, the importance of the bench has been magnificent. Plus 8 in that regard, 19-11 advantage there.
And you see the first half stats, as you mentioned, the field goals, 22 of 36. 3 of 13, however, 22 of 36 allows you to go 3 of 13 from long range. What I like, though, I love defense when I played, and those 4 blocks look real nice to me.
I love those blocks. Atlanta led the league in blocks last year, 0 blocks tonight in DC.
That kid, his shirt is blocking all of the cheese from getting down his stomach. He doesn't even care about the game. He's just enjoying the French fries.
Hey, if it's not on your chin as a baby, that food is no good. So
right? He's
having a great time here at the game with no bib on, I may add.
If the
very
food,
bold.
if you're under 2, if the food is not on your face, are you even having fun?
I didn't put an age on that, did I? It's barbecue season, isn't it? Anyway.
Coach Mike Thibault, I can only imagine what he said to the Mystics at half, and we'll find out from Eric Thibault as Dan Nolan has more.
All right, thank you, Megan. Yes, I spoke to Associate Head Coach Eric Thibault. He said he loved how the offense played in the first half, playing with great tempo. The ball was really moving. The 19 bench points is something he referenced as well. To Christie's point, he said on the defensive end, they did a really nice job as well. It helped that Breland was in foul trouble for a lot of the first half. They need to do a little bit better guarding the backcourt and pick and roll action. Other than that, he was really happy with that first half effort, guys.
Yeah, we were talking about that handoff and pick and roll action at the elbow area. Shatori Walker-Kimbrough got hung up in that situation a couple of times, so better spacing on that. I think we'll see that here in the second half. But Washington, 13 assists on 22 made shots. Atlanta, only 4 assists on 15 made shots, so a lot of one-on-one play by the Dream.
Mystics with first possession to start the third quarter. To Oliver, nice pass to Sanders as she finds Atkins in the corner, and they keep the hot shooting going from that first half.
So 2 words I know came out of Coach Mike Thibault's mouth. Keep going. Do what you were doing. I mean, they are on such a roll.
Williams attacking. Sanders was there. A whistle and a foul. They're going to get Ariel Atkins. Got her hand in the cookie jar on that one.
Whenever you break the plane, the verticality rule is in place there. You can jump from the floor to the ceiling as long as you never come down. Atkins stuck that hand straight out. Initially, though, on the first shot from Elizabeth Williams, Latoya Sanders had her hand straight up, and she's just so lanky and long, and I was discussing that with Mike Thibault at practice the other day. You know, she's not 6'7" or 6'8", but boy, when she puts her arms up, she's a problem defensively. So disruptive with her length inside.
Loud.
Looking for some pin down actions. Delle Donne to Tolliver.
Tolliver with the teardrop. Are they going to count the basket, or are they going to wave that off? They're going to wave that off and call the offensive foul. I thought she got that out before contact.
Yeah, she gathered right there, and that's tough because on a floater, it's tough to know when that's a gather or not. But the defender also has to let Tolliver land, so, you know, that's one of those Blarge calls.
Chicken or the egg.
Right.
Montgomery working with Williams. Delle Donne got a piece of that, almost went in, and then Atkins couldn't corral as the ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the Dream.
Washington's defense, as we said, only allowed 4 assists for Atlanta. They love to push tempo. They didn't have the fast break points that they wanted.
Ted Leonsis and Bradley Beal in attendance.
It's always good to see Bradley Beal. What a season he had. The two-time All-Star for the Washington Wizards in the house, showing support of the sister team, the Mystics.
Some would say snubbed on the All-NBA.
You know, he'll get it. That's another log in the fire. That's what Michael Jordan used to say, so there's that.
Delle Donne almost got the and one opportunity, but she will go to the free throw line. Some would say it's now going to just be another chip on his shoulder, but I don't know if I'm the rest of the NBA if I want Bradley Beal with a chip on his shoulder.
I thought he had that this past season, but okay, we'll see what happens. But Elena Delle Donne right there, drifting left, shooting right. Just missed, going 8 for 8 from the floor, but gets her third consecutive free throw to fall. And just watch her shooting pocket.
It's poetry in motion.
I'm just, my mouth is dropped open. I'm just watching in awe. I mean, the simplicity of her mechanics is just spectacular to watch. If kids are watching, mimic that. You don't need a lot of movement in your shot.
You don't need like 8 dribbles around the back and the shimmy and the shake.
No, all that.
Montgomery works with Williams. Has it stripped from Atkins. Tolliver slows it down.
The kind of defense Washington is playing is what Atlanta usually plays like on the defensive end. Just taking the ball at will and pushing tempo and initiating offense.
Kasha Cloud off the mark on that one. She's had a tough shooting night so far. As Breland is off the mark.
Atlanta looks disjointed on the offensive end. One pass and a shot is probably not what Nikki Collin wants to see from her team.
Tolliver the kick. Atkins in the corner. Gets it to go.
Another extra pass, giving up a good shot for a great shot opportunity for the Mystics.
Hayes on the attack. She gets the layup.
And she has been perfection for Atlanta, getting to the basket that way and finishing contested shots at the rim.
Delle Donne. Atkins, another one. Double-double.
Why not? Ariel Atkins, let it fly. Oh, the confidence of the second-year player out of the University of Texas. And probably one of the most polite young ladies I've seen in practices. She says, yes, sir, to Coach Tebow. Hey, set the screen. Yes, sir.
Delle Donne doesn't go.
It's her first miss of the evening. So we'll allow her that one miss. I mean, she has just been on target all night.
Breland gets that to go. And she slithered down the lane.
The paint points for Atlanta. They have had the advantage here in the second half. Washington had a 24-20 advantage in the first half, but that was what Atlanta was getting from Washington's defense, and now Washington is going to have to make some changes maybe on the defensive end in terms of maybe switching some actions up top.
Ball out of bounds. They're going to say Mystics basketball.
Kristi Tolliver right here understands how to set the table, draw 2 defenders, see 4 teammates. Which one has the best opportunity to score for your team? On the last several possessions, it was Ariel Atkins nailing 3s.
Cloud, 14 on the shot clock. She attacks, drops it off for Sanders. Doesn't go. Breland with the rebound, excuse me. Sykes up the floor. A little in and out. Uses Gulich. Off window.
Brittany Sykes, she understands how to make the defense shift and move to clear a pathway to the rim for strong finishes like that one. Nicely done by her.
Ball movement. Atkins goes baseline. She's hacked in. One opportunity. As Ariel Atkins absorbs the contact, but uses the strength.
And that's what we were talking about. Early on in training camp, I said, wow, Atkins looks a lot stronger, and Coach said she's really been trying to put on a lot more muscle, and you can see why. A sturdy finish right there by Ariel Atkins for the N1 opportunity at the line. So my kids would say big body. You know, even though you're a guard, you know, that's a big body play, taking that contact in there for the finish.
As Ariel Atkins at the free throw line. Dan Nolan has more on her.
Right. In fact, a lot of the growth during this offseason overseas, she says it's because of her more prominent role as a scorer in her international league play. Also, she loves that Mike Thibault is so confident in her. He said that Thibault wanted her to just play as she was, and this team has allowed her to be exactly who she wants to be. In fact, last year it was Elena Delle Donne throughout the season who was saying, you know, you guys should really start talking to Ariel Atkins. She's going to be a special player in this league. And we've seen already in these first couple of games, she's come in even better than what we saw in last year's postseason.
Well, she was so confident last year. I mean, she has 12 points right now in this quarter alone for the Mystics. And Ariel Atkins, what an upside. And Coach Thibault is also the GM, so the choices that he's made with the draft picks the last several seasons, they've really been outstanding, including Emma Miesemann as a pick.
I think that could have been an and one opportunity for Miesemann, but she plays through and gets the layup. 68-42 lead, just about midway through this third. And this is the biggest lead that the Mystics have had in this ball game. And a whistle and a foul on Delle Donne as a timeout on the floor. A fantastic move from Emma Miesemann.
Women who have coaching positions in the NBA, the two-time All-Star Bradley Beal is someone that Kristi Toliver has helped coach. And not only helped coach, but she watched how hard Bradley Beal worked to get the ball. She helped him prior to games. They had a great banter. And it's just really fun to see the acceptability of seeing women as athletes and not women athletes. They are athletes. They understand the game. John Wall, all of them have given so many kudos to Kristi Toliver, sitting on the bench for an entire season as an assistant coach for player development for the Washington Wizards. But to have that kind of acceptance and respect, I think, goes a long way.
Yes.
And the athletes and activism panel that was just the other day, I think there are so many ways to get women more involved in just the sport of basketball. It shouldn't be delineated because of gender. If you know the game, you know the game, and we've heard that from a lot of the NBA players.
We've heard that from players. We've heard that from coaches. Coach Pop has reiterated that about Becky Hammon.
Yep.
And you heard that from Tony Parker, Tim Duncan. They don't see them as women athletes. They see them as athletes.
And they know the game, and they listen to them, and they understand how to get teammates open like that one. Kristi Toliver with a nice dime to Miesemann for the pinch post finish.
Toliver again ending up on the floor. I'm starting to get mad that she continues to end up on the floor, and it's not her fault every time.
Well, she's getting the job done, I tell you what. Making plays and taking names is Kristi Toliver.
Breland. Bentley now with it. 2 on the shot clock, has to let it fly. Almost gets the drop. Sykes trying to fight for it. As Hayes now with it. Reset to 14, but they've got 10. Breland with the screen. Hayes crosses, pull-up jumper. That rattles home.
Tough one for the lefty, Tiffany Hayes. Still trying to get going offensively, as we spoke about her struggles in their first game against Dallas. 2 for 8 in that game. Didn't really get going last night at home against Seattle. Hit a shot early in the game, but we really haven't heard from her offensively, and that's who Atlanta is missing.
Delle Donne, Miesemann with 6, now with 5. She attacks the bucket and lays it up and in.
The aggressiveness now and determination by Emma Miesemann, that has been a difference. She is not delineating her game to the other players. She's taking force.
As Sykes is tripped up. They get that on Natasha Cloud. Shatori Walker-Kimbrough will check into the ball game. Fans sip cocktails with Wizards players like Bradley Beal. Get 20% off a Caps jersey, watch live go-go games, and more. Become a Monumental Sports Network VIP member at getmonumental.com.
You were the play-by-play voice for the Go-Go.
Yes.
This past season, so that's awesome. And this is your first live WNBA game?
Yeah, it's a double first for me as Bentley gets the putback. First one I've seen live and the first one I'm calling is Shatori Walker-Kimbrough in transition.
exciting times for sure. Shazori Walker-Kimbrough gets on the board right there after missing some easy looks in that first half. Gets it going here in third.
Atkins off the defensive set. And a hard foul from Bentley.
I mean, here comes Ariel Atkins going 100 miles an hour, and that's almost one of those player code fouls. You know, you don't want to take someone off track like that.
They're actually going to review that, I imagine, make sure there's no hostile act, but to see if it's a flagrant or if clear path. You don't. It didn't look like
the landing was hostile. We'll see if the contact was deemed hostile by our officials.
It'll be interesting to see what they do, because in real time,
yeah, that was.
It didn't look like it was a play on the ball.
No.
You slow it down, though, that's when, you know, human error comes into play.
Well, when you see someone coming at you 100 miles an hour and you're not going 100 miles an hour, I mean, it becomes an issue. But they're looking at it for a potential flagrant foul on Alex Bentley there.
Now, you and I have on very bright colors.
Yes.
I got to give credit to Coach Collin, because I love
that's a good one.
that like lime yellowish dress that she has on today. I love bright colors, and I need to chat with her after, find out where she got it.
No, that's a good look. But right there, I don't know if she's so happy about the look there by Alex Bentley, as they're still discussing and deciphering what the call will be here. And, you know, they're going to take another look at it. Here comes Ariel Atkins, a full head of steam. And, wow, you just don't come across the body like that. And I think that may be called a flagrant foul. I mean, a play on the ball, but through the body to get to the ball. I would say it's a flagrant foul, especially how hard.
Our officials, Jeff Smith, Isaac Barnett, Janetta Graham. Isaac Barnett coming to let Christy know.
A common foul. A common foul, and the fans here,
they're letting them have it.
Don't agree.
So they're saying that was a play on the ball.
That's a tough one. I mean, it was a play on the ball. I agree with that, but to get through the body to get to the ball was the issue that I was having.
And Coach Tebow, not happy. Deladon.
Washington looking for some off-ball movement here on that weak side. A pin down from Miesemann.
Nice pump fake from Miesemann.
And I love how deliberate she is this season. The confidence that she brings to the table offensively. When she first started here 6 seasons ago, she would give up shots like that and be very hesitant on her release. And now it's just like, I'm going to the basket, I'm catching this shot, and I'm pivoting and squaring and knocking it in.
Elena Deladon checks out. Tiana Hawkins checks in. 2:06 to go in this third quarter. A 76-47 lead. 76 points, and we've still got 2 minutes to play in this third.
A lot of time to go, and wow, just the efficiency. We've been discussing that about Washington all evening, but their defense has really been on point tonight.
Gulich keeps it alive for Atlanta. Here's Cazorla. Gulich. That rims in and out. Tolliver with the rebound.
Number 5 for Atlanta. Zola, she is a rookie out of Oregon. What a run they had in the tournament.
And Tolliver knocks down the three. Then she turned and pointed and gave a little point at Bradley Beal there.
Well, the brotherhood and sisterhood of the Mystics and the Wizards, especially with Tolliver being on staff there with the player development role as an assistant, I think that's just awesome to see.
Now, a lot of the time when you be at a Wizards game at Capital One Arena and you'd see them in pre-warm-up with Sykes taking the jumper and off the mark, typically she'd be working with Jeff Green.
Yes.
Which is an interesting dynamic when you notice the height difference between the two.
Right, but there was a lot of footwork going on in the pre-game workouts with Tolliver and several of the players. It was Markieff Morris before he was traded, and that was another player that she was matched up with. But just the respect level, I just love that. And, you know, when you have women, like I said, who have the opportunity to continue to display their love of the game, it's just really fun to watch.
Cazorla. Under a minute to go in the third. And a whistle and a foul. Tori Walker-Kimbrough does not like it. Third, she is displeased with that whistle.
But they've been playing some tough defense out here, have the Mystics. Good communication. They've done a better job at containing that pick and roll action, what Dan Nolan was talking about after halftime with Eric Thibault, the associate head coach for the Mystics.
Zorla doesn't get the bounce. Breland with the offensive board as she puts it back up.
Well, there's one of the concerns, the second chance points. Just under 10 offensive boards on average for Atlanta last season. You've got to find a body, especially Breland's body.
Walker-Kimbrough too strong on the layup. Sykes up the floor. Sykes to Gulich, to Zorla. Bentley, that's well off the mark. Tori Walker-Kimbrough can control, and the Mystics can play for the final shot of the third. And they wisely put it in the hands of their 10-year veteran, now in her 11th season.
We've seen some nasty step backs in practice from Kristi Tolliver.
4 seconds behind the back. Atkins can't get it. Hawkins. And that got off a second too early, or too late, excuse me. A heck of a pass. Now let's take a look at our Nabisco fan cam here at ESA tonight. A lot of fans. So you might be wondering, why is all the face paint? There was a block party from 2 p.m. to 6:30 outside on Oak Street, just outside ESA. There was a full basketball court. There was food, music, performances. There was art, face painting. I know Kristi wanted to get her face painted, but we're on camera, so she couldn't.
Right.
I said you should have.
I know.
Next time. We could have started a thing.
I know. Put a little something on the temple.
We could have started a thing. A lot of young women's basketball players in attendance. There was a lovely group at halftime that performed and danced for us. Some throwback Mystics jerseys.
You got to love that. Muriel Page and Shamika Holtzclaw jerseys right there. Monica Brown on the left, a longtime founding fan for the Washington Mystics. And the face paint we were talking about, beautifully done.
We got a future photographer in the house.
Oh, I love it. Be inspired, young baby. Washington in a matchup zone here defensively.
Bentley to start the fourth, doesn't go. Cloud with the rebound. And I know I mentioned Natasha Cloud has had a tough shooting night. However, she's found a way to try and have an impact in other areas. She's been great crashing the boards. They're going to get Hawkins on a foul as we welcome in Dan Nolan. He's got some trivia for us, Kristi.
That's right, guys. Here we go. Quick and Adam. On this night in franchise history, the Mystics scored the most bench points in team history in 2014. How many points did they score?
2014, 5 years ago, Megan. I don't know what I had 5 days ago for dinner. 2014. I'm going to go with 60. That's a lot.
I'm going to go with 45.
I think 60 is too high.
Final answer?
I'm sticking with 60. 59.
Okay.
59.
All right, next break, we'll get the answer in from Dan as Walker-Kimbrough off the pump fake as the shot clock's about to expire.
Hang time from Shatori Walker-Kimbrough. That was a strong move, and you'd like to see that, her shot wasn't falling early on, but she stayed aggressive, and she's on that next shot mentality, and that's just what you want to see.
Cloud getting a piece of that defensively. Sykes is going to head to the bench. Off the inbound. Breland gets it back to Bentley. Tries to turn the corner. Flips it up, and they're going to get Hawkins on a foul.
Was that last step there? Hawkins was a step late. You have to stay squared, and she probably had, obviously, the height advantage there, but Bentley had the position advantage, and that's why the foul was called on Hawkins on that one.
As Bentley gets the first.
Alex Bentley out of Penn State has had a fantastic WNBA career. Mickey Collin now back at Atlanta.
Atlanta, after tonight's matchup, they'll have a few days off before they welcome in the Las Vegas Aces, who are on fire right now.
Oh, what a game last night. With the Aces losing to Phoenix down the stretch. One game to watch. I mean, this season in the WNBA, you need to be watching all of these games. I mean, it's too much excitement, too many close games, a lot of great action.
And a tough offensive stand there for the Mystics. They didn't get anything they like, as that sends Cazorla back the other way. It goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the Dream. And last night, the anticipated appearance, finally, of Liz Cambage in an Aces uniform. And Coach Lambier, because of the soreness in the Achilles that Cambage has dealt with, Lambier hasn't really been able to see her and A'ja Wilson together, so he's not sure how he's going to play them.
Well, that's a great problem to have for Bill Lambier.
What a tough problem.
The Aces, but they have a great team, and all the teams in the league this season are fantastic. And in spite of all the injuries to top key players, there's so much experience and so many great players who have the opportunity now to step up and play.
Hines Allen doesn't get the bounce as Breland controls and clears. Gulich on the attack. Doesn't go, gets her own rebound, and gets the bounce on that one.
Dream just surpassed the Mystics' halftime score of 52 points. And we're in the fourth quarter. I mean, that just shows what Washington has been able to do on both sides of the ball. Their efficient offensive play, putting up 81 points. And they don't even have all their weapons. You see Aerial Powers sitting right there. She'll be back. She has that gluteal injury, and she'll be back in the next week or so, Mike Thibault told us yesterday at practice. So another viable piece for this Washington Mystics team that really has a tremendous amount of depth all over. And they can go big, they can go small, a lot of different looks that Mike Thibault and his staff can present to opponents.
Miesemann checks the clock. Hines Allen turns the corner. And a loose ball foul, and they're going to go the other way. And both Tiana Hawkins and Myisha Hines Allen are looking at the official in confusion.
Well, it looked like Tiana Hawkins had the ball, and Myisha Hines Allen was the one who bumped into her. Mike Thibault's trying to, Tolliver and Deladon, they're trying to figure it out.
Whatever Coach Thibault said, Tolliver thought it was funny.
And that takes a lot. Tolliver is pretty stone-faced when it comes to jokes and things, so it must have been a good one there by Mike Thibault.
And a whistle this time. It's going to be on Hines Allen. So now with a lead like this, Christy, it allows the bench for the Mystics to get some more run, especially when you think about, as we talked about in the open and throughout the first half, Miesemann will be gone for a month, as Kim Mestdagh will check in for the first time this evening, and she will also leave the team for the same period of time.
Well, she is also a member of the Belgium national team, a teammate of Emma Miesemann. Her father coaches the Belgium national team, so they will both be missing from June 6th to July 6th. But it must be a lot of fun to play for your father on a national team. But she's 29 years old, but she's marked a rookie in the notes. So a 29-year-old rookie for the Washington Mystics.
You almost kind of wish you'd be like, Dad, can we just come a couple weeks later?
Right. Get a couple more games in with Emma.
Hines Allen, extra one. And Mestdagh going to get called for the travel.
But we've seen her in practice, Megan, strike from the three-point line. And she passed up that shot. I know she's fresh off the bench, but she can stick that shot. She gave it up there.
I was going to say, she has a very quick trigger and a quick release. I'm really surprised, given how we've seen her let that thing fly in practice, that she didn't pull it right there.
Well, once she gets a sweat bead popping off her temple, I think that shot's going to go up a lot quicker than it just...
As Bentley connects from long range. 6.5 to go. It'll either be that sweat bead or Coach Thibault giving her the look like, why didn't you shoot it?
Exactly. Well, that's a good thing as a player. You want your coach to, have that kind of confidence in you so you can have it in yourself. Now, Hines Allen threw that pass to the wrong side. Threw it to the side where the defense was.
Tried to get it back. Foul on the Mystics. They call that on Myisha Hines-Allen. So a game that through 3.5 quarters almost, very fluid. This first 4 minutes of the fourth quarter, it's really slowed down with fouls.
And you'll see that. I mean, fatigue may set in, especially for Atlanta on a back-to-back as Bentley gets that one to go. I mean, they were at home in Atlanta, but still had to travel here.
A 9-0 run for Atlanta. Kimbrough attacks, tries to drop it off for Hines-Allen. And it's just off the fingertips for Myisha Hines-Allen. And a timeout on the floor, an 81-58 lead for the Mystics here in the fourth quarter.
Welcome back to Entertainment and Sports Arena. The Mystics on top of the Dream, 81-58. A reminder, our trivia question was, on this night in franchise history, the Mystics scored the most bench points in team history in 2014. How many points did they score? Well, the Mystics bench, they scored 63 points in a triple overtime victory over the LA Sparks. Christy, you and I were both there. That was an insane game, an amazing performance by the Mystics bench.
You were really close with your first answer at 60.
Yeah, 60 at 59 or whatever, but 63. You know, it was a triple overtime game, so a lot of opportunity, obviously, to get more bench points if players fouled out and such, but 63.
All right, well, let's really test your memory here then, Christy. Who was the leading scorer for the Mystics in that game?
Oh, Dan. Can't be surprising me like that.
She came off the bench.
She came off the bench? Guard, forward.
Guard.
A guard?
No more clues.
Okay, fan favorite, Ivory Ladder.
The answer is Bria Hartley.
Oh, shoot.
Former Mystic Bria Hartley, now with the Liberty, scored 20 in that game.
I like it. Hines-Allen in transition, goes into the body, and a whistle and a foul.
Billings landed hard down there on the baseline.
She's very slow to get up. Nonetheless, though, she is up.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Take a look at it right here. Myisha Hines-Allen changes pace right there, and Billings gets a piece of her, and Hines-Allen fell directly on top of her, so a lot of impact. She's checking her nose there. And her eye, too. The whole right side apparently got touched up on that play, but Myisha Hines-Allen. What a great piece off the bench for Mike Thibault and his staff. And, you know, the confidence that we've seen from these second-year players, Ariel Atkins and Myisha Hines-Allen, having gone all the way to the finals, Megan, I think has really been special to see. And Emma Meesseman said, hey, that's what I've noticed as the biggest difference, the confidence of the team, because they've been there before now and they know what it takes to take that next step.
Bentley off the screen from Williams. Pull-up jumper. That falls for Alex Bentley.
25 made shots now for Atlanta. Washington has 23 assists on 33 made shots, so there's a comparison there. But only 7 assists for Atlanta after having 4 of those in the first half, so you can tell that Washington has been very disruptive on the defensive end.
Shatori Walker-Kimbrough too strong off glass. Thought there was contact. No call. Bentley, though, back the other way for Atlanta.
I'm not sure why nothing was called there. I mean, there was contact on the shot.
And then Nia Coffey with the 3. Mestdagh, she'll take the trigger. Hines-Allen, great offensive board, tries to get it to Mestdagh as it goes back the other way with Coffey. She attacks. Nice move from Nia Coffey.
Yeah, you gotta love that. That's what she did her entire career at Northwestern. Over 2,000 points she scored for Joe McEwen and his squad there.
Natasha Cloud finally gets that jumper to go.
Well, she had a career year last year, especially shooting the 3 for Washington.
Bentley attacking, lost the handle on the dribble. Great head pass. Hines-Allen gets the layup as Mestdagh tossed it where she didn't even need to put it on the floor.
Yep, the 29-year-old rookie out of Belgium Her basketball IQ was very high. As we said, her father is the coach of the Belgium national team that she and Emma Miesemann will go back and participate with on June 6th.
Williams splits the defenders. Gets the layup. A late whistle.
Well, you've got to close the door. You can't Olay defense at the very end. And, you know, the shot goes in for Elizabeth Williams, but you've got to close that seam. She split the defense right there because Tiana Hawkins moved that left shoulder out of the way to open that crease.
Walker Kimbrough attacking, goes baseline. Hawkins steps back. Jumper doesn't go. Hines Allen fights for the board. Hawkins with the bucket.
Teamwork personified right there. Hines Allen fighting on the glass. Tiana Hawkins with the cherry on top.
Cazorla off the mark. Hines Allen with the rebound. And Coffey gonna get picked up on the foul as Cloud was hit in transition.
Well, Washington holds a 20-point lead. Fighting on the glass, Maisha Hines Allen with the dime to Hawkins.
Back as we take a look at the Chobani upcoming schedule. The Mystics will have a little time off and they'll welcome in the Chicago Sky. And then they'll be at the Liberty, welcome in the Wings, go back to Connecticut to take on that Sun team that got them in the season opener. And then we will welcome in the Seattle Storm on the 14th. So we'll have Mestdagh and Miesemann for that game against Chicago, and then the rest of that 5 games that we saw there, 4 of them we won't have, and that starts that month of June to July, the 6th to the 6th of time that they're both with the Belgian national team.
Right, and hopefully by then they'll get Aerial Powers back, so they're going to be losing some firepower, but getting some back in Aerial Powers. No pun intended with the wording there, but with that being said, I mean, the depth, we've seen that today from Washington. I mean, their second unit has come in and they don't miss a beat in terms of the efficient play on both sides of the basketball. So, you know, this Atlanta team was #1 in overall defensive rating last year. Washington was 6th, so it's a lot of pride being taken on the defensive end by Washington in this game.
Little miscommunication between Atkins and Mestdagh there. Cazorla will now run the point for the Dream. 2.5 minutes to play in this 4th quarter. The kick. Gulich tries from long range, doesn't go. And on the rebound, a whistle and a foul.
And Maite Cazorla, the rookie out of Oregon, made the roster here in Atlanta. Played for Kelly Graves at Oregon. Sabrina Ionescu. We were thinking maybe she would come out and be in the WNBA, but she's going to return for another season with the Ducks.
Selfishly, I like that.
Yeah. Hey, you got to make your best decision for you, and you know, it took a lot, I'm sure, for her to do that. But to be a teammate alongside of a player like that, I mean, what a compliment Cazorla was, and she did score for Oregon and Kelly Graves.
And they had a great run through the NCAA tournament as well.
Always, always, the last couple of years. And I saw them when they were young. I covered them in the tournament when they beat Duke to advance a couple of seasons ago. So a lot of experience when you go deep into the NCAA tournament and carry that over to the WNBA.
Mestdagh again, this time she finally gets it.
There's that release. She must have that sweat bead rolling down because that shot was up and in quickly on the catch.
Billings the handoff. Hayes goes to Gulich. Gulich attacking. And an offensive foul as Tiana Hawkins took that contact in the chest and kept it going.
Yeah, she took all of that. Just lowered the shoulder. Gulich right here on the drive and just lowered that left shoulder right into the chest of Tiana Hawkins. You know, when you can have charge takers on your team and give up their body on the defensive end, that's when you know that you're going to have success. I mean, yes, offense is fun to watch, but you were talking about defense and the importance of that. But teammates who give up their bodies on plays like that, that's what you need.
And a tough turnover from Atkins. Cazorla gets the layup to go. To note, though, Christy, that bucket from Mestdagh, that 3 she hit, all the Mystics have now scored in today's ballgame.
Love that. Yeah, it just speaks to the depth and the balance that we were already discussing this evening. I mean, this Mystics team is dangerous in many ways.
Hawkins from 3. Doesn't get the bounce. Cazorla with the rebound. And a tough foul on Mestdagh there.
Well, it's a 50-50 basketball. No one had possession yet. They arrived at the same exact time with contact. Mestdagh called for the foul. They arrived at the same exact time there on that.
Coach Thibault voicing his displeasure.
Take a look right there. It kind of arrived at the ball at the same time. I don't know if an advantage for either play was game there.
Cazorla gets the first free throw. Doesn't get the second as Hines Allen controls.
You know, people were talking about, hey, Atlanta's probably disgruntled because Washington won in 5 games last year. Washington overcame a 2-1 deficit as Walker Kimbrough gets fouled on the shot there. They were down to Atlanta in the series 2-1, and Washington came back and won Game 5 to advance to the WNBA Finals. So, I mean, on a back-to-back, it's tough. I know they asked Nikki Collin, okay, how do you prepare for a back-to-back? Prior to that Seattle game, as we take a look right here on the contact, Walker Kimbrough there getting tied up. But she said you can't really prepare like you want to on a back-to-back. Yes, you're going to look at a lot more of Seattle than you're going to look at for Washington because they finished last night and flew in this morning. So she said they're going to have 45 minutes of film today and try to get as much knowledge of Washington as they can, especially for the new players who didn't see them last year in the playoffs. So it's really tough, those back-to-backs, in terms of preparation, X's and O's.
Hayes. Cazorla, great find inside to Billings as she gets that to go. That's probably the best ball movement we've seen from Atlanta tonight.
And a good entry pass. A lot of their paint points tonight have come from penetration and drives from the elbow area, but a nice entry pass there for Billings and finish.
Atkins the 3. She's still hot.
Almost 100 points in the home opener here in DC for the Mystics.
Cazorla attacking baseline, kicks it, extra pass. Hayes. Peters. 6 on the shot clock. A whistle and a foul and an offensive foul called. Mestdagh was there.
Peters spent some time with Washington in their training camp last couple of seasons, but is now healthy. But right here is whistled for the charge as Mestdagh gets a charge call, and Washington has taken several charges this evening because of their great defensive presence.
And some gum on the floor. Ariel Atkins, excuse me, with that last bucket ties a career-high field goals made with 8.
Sheila Johnson and Ted Leonsis were right there in between that gumball being pushed by the piece of paper. Oh, boy.
And a fantastic opener here. As Coach Thibault opens up, he got his home court advantage, Christy, and he got the one that he wanted. A sellout tonight at the Entertainment and Sports Arena, but more importantly, a win.
A win. Washington now 1-1 on the season after dropping their first game at Connecticut last Saturday. But boy, the energy in this building, Megan, palpable. The energy that will continue through the summer, so very vitally important for this Washington Mystics team. They love this squad. The squad loves them right back. And DC has been standing up all evening for this Washington Mystics squad.
And the Mystics, they had control from tip-off against an Atlanta team. They did, Christy, exactly what a coach wants when you have a team coming in on a back-to-back. You take control and you never let go. You step on the throat and you just keep going forward.
Right, you start strong and finish stronger, and that's just what Washington did. Really credit their defense. They took away a lot of things that Atlanta wanted to do in this contest. Take away the fact that they had a back-to-back. They knew exactly what to do on the defensive end, and that's why they held them to 75 points.